A Car Ben Read Aloud. Visit our growing Jewish library for children at www.carben.com. For information about Shalom Sesame, visit www.shalomsesame.org. Grover and Big Bird's Passover Celebration. Tilda Balsley and Ellen Fisher. Illustrated by Tom Lee. Car Ben Publishing. Hello, everybody. It is I, your furry blue friend Grover, writing from Israel. I am going to tell you about all the adventures that Big Bird and yours truly had on the way to the Seder at Brosh's house, and all of the mitzvot, good deeds, we did. A Seder is a special Passover meal where Jewish families tell the story of the Exodus from Egypt, sing songs, say prayers, and eat delicious foods. Do you know how to get there, Grover? It was Big Bird's first day in Israel, and he didn't want to get lost. Absolutely, Grover replied. Brosh was our most gracious host for the Passover Seder last year, too. Here comes the bus, called Big Bird. Look out! Boker Tov, Grover said to the bus driver. That is good morning in Hebrew, Big Bird. I hope we'll get there early enough to help, said Big Bird. I love to help. Do not worry, said Grover. We have plenty of time. Bumpity bump bump. The bus came to a stop. Flat tire, said the driver. Everybody off. Another bus will be along shortly. Big Bird and Grover sat on a bench, waiting. Look, Grover. Big Bird pointed to a puppy running past them, his leash dangling. A little boy was racing after him. Farfel! Oh, Farfel! He cried. Big Bird jumped up and ran. He caught up with the dog and stepped on the leash to stop him. Excellent, said Grover, patting the puppy. Big Bird patted the puppy, too, and handed the leash to the boy. Bye-bye. And bye-bye to our bus, too, said Grover. But no problemo. We can take a shortcut through the park to the next bus stop. Hey, Grover, said Big Bird. Come smell these beautiful flowers. But watch out for the sticker bush. Too late. I am stuck. Hang on, Grover, Big Bird called. I'm coming. Snip, snip, snip. Big Bird used his beak to unstick his friend. That was totally awesome, Big Bird, said Grover. You set me free. Did you know that the holiday of Passover is all about freedom? Big Bird shook his head. Freedom from furry blue monsters? No, Big Bird. Freedom from mean old Pharaoh. A long time ago, the Jewish people were slaves in Egypt. A man named Moses led them to freedom. As they walked, Grover thought about Brosh and Abigail getting ready for the Seder. I bet Abigail is practicing the 4 questions right this very minute. Big Bird scratched his head. Is one of the questions, where are my friends Grover and Big Bird? That is very funny, Big Bird, but the 4 questions are part of the Seder. I remember the beginning. Why is this night different from all other nights? Boker Tov, said Big Bird to a tired-looking woman sitting on a park bench. She nodded and moved her bags over to make room for them. I'm just resting a minute, she said. I had so many things to buy for my Seder. Grover peeked in the bags. You are not kidding. Matzah, horseradish, eggs, parsley, salt, a roasted bone, apples, and nuts. Please allow this furry blue monster to carry your groceries. And this big yellow bird, added Big Bird. When they got to her house, the woman took the groceries. Toda rabah, she thanked them. Shalom, Grover waved. Shalom is the Hebrew word for goodbye, he told Big Bird. But shalom also means hello and peace. Wow, said Big Bird. That's a lot of work for one little word. You said it, Grover agreed. Is it not fascinating? Yes, but now we'd really better hurry, said Big Bird. Did you know, said Grover, that the Jewish people were in a hurry when they followed Moses out of Egypt? They could not even wait for their bread to rise. That is why we eat flat, crunchy matzah on Passover. Grover looked around. It is definitely time to go, but I am a bit confused. Where are we exactly? Then he saw a tumble-down truck turn down the street. Moisha Oofnik! Cried Grover. We are so happy to see you! Happy? Repeated Moisha. Yuck! What Grover means, explained Big Bird, is that we're lost, and we don't want to be late for Broch's Seder. Can you help us? Help? Repeated Moisha. Oofniks don't help. Grover had to think fast. There will be lots of bitter herbs at dinner. Why didn't you say so? Said Moisha. My favorite. Hop in. Broch opened the door. Big Bird! Grover! And Moisha! Without Moisha, we would not be here, said Grover. What took you so long? Asked Abigail. One exciting adventure after another, answered Big Bird. A bus with a flat tire started it all. Then we rescued a puppy on the loose. We helped a woman with her groceries. And do not forget, Big Bird, said Grover, you set me free from that sticker bush. Well, said Broch, we're glad you're here now. And we have an extra chair for Moisha. Abigail whispered, Isn't that for Elijah the prophet? Broch laughed. You're right, Abigail, but we'll bring in another chair for Moisha. Abigail asked the 4 questions, and everyone took turns reading the stories and blessings from the Haggadah. They sang Dayenu and ate the delicious Passover foods. Moisha had 3 helpings of bitter herbs. I love this stuff, he exclaimed, his eyes watering, and Big Bird surprised everyone by finding the afikomen. Before the night was over, Abigail begged Grover to retell the story of the day's adventures. And that is why, Grover finished, we were absolutely no help at all in preparing this beautiful Seder meal. But Grover, said Broch, while we were getting ready for the Seder, you spent your day doing mitzvot, good deeds. That's a very important kind of helping. Whew, said Big Bird. My brain is full of new words. My heart is full with new friends. And my tummy is full of matzah. Can I come for Seder next year? Broch smiled. Of course, as the Haggadah says, next year in Jerusalem.